woman with a heart for rock and roll, with a sunflower soul. I am someone who's had it all, lost everything, and is now making her comeback. I'm an artist in many ways, whether it's hand drawings, fashion, designing, choreography, or music. I am a spiritual being who puts a trust in God and is taking the time to truly discover myself after years of self-neglect.
When you started getting into fashion, what was the point for you when you was like, I wanted to be a designer or make this into a career, and go for it?
Making it into a career came much, much later, like about 5 years ago. It came in. And, I was just sitting in a classroom and I was thinking to myself, okay, I'm here, I'm studying fashion. Like, what the heck am I going to do with this? Am I going to work for someone? Am I going to work in a fashion house? Am I going to create my own? And so I just settled on creating, my own, which is what I'm planning to do. I'm planning to launch my own brand, hopefully this summer.
Nice.
Yeah.
What was the inspiration for you to start this brand, to start making it possible for you? And what did you learn also from the whole process of trying to create this? Because I would imagine there's a lot of work going behind it that you didn't realize, like, oh, this is more than just creating the sketches. And take us down that road and the trials and tribulations, what it's like.
Considering I started thinking about this like 5 years ago, and I'm still not having a brand, a brand, it that should tell you it's a struggle. What inspired me really it was really fashion designers already. I mean, that's how it usually works. But seeing my favorite fashion designers, Alexander McQueen, and so many other people, but mainly him, Alexander McQueen. His designs were so unique, and I wanted to do something like that. And that's when I was like, that's it, because I've always felt like a black sheep in my family. I always felt like, I was an outsider. I was like the unique one. And even though they joke around, they mean well, they're like, yeah, she's weird. And so I was like, that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. My brand is going to be basically an advocate for people who think that they're weird and they feel like they can't fit in. Obviously it's for everyone, but that's mainly for, that's what I'm creating it for. And the name is Alia Sumus, which is Latin for we are different. And in other ways to say it, it's we are not of this, or we are of other things. We are not a part of this kind of thing. So
I like that.
Yeah. So
how did you learn to embrace being different, person with all these gifts and ideas?
And I would say you were special.
Yeah, which I want to touch on too. Some stuff that we talked about again, I want to retouch on again in a different version. But like, how did you learn how to embrace all these gifts, these talents, and being different? Like, family, of course. I know I grew up, I was labeled that too. Like, Ricky's the entertainer. He's different. He's definitely out there. Like, why are you thinking this? And I mean, it took me a while to like realize that it's a superpower in the sense of like, it's, I'm thinking outside the box, and this is like actually great for my creativity, and also great for my own humanity and my human self. When did you start embracing that and honing that in? I'm like, okay, well, I am different. I definitely do a lot of different things, or but at the end of the day, it's not a negative. Let me start looking at this as a positive.
Looking at it as a positive and not a negative, that was super recent, as of like 2 years ago, because I always saw that as an insecurity. Like I was very insecure at the fact that I was just so different, and I thought differently in a lot of ways. I didn't see things the same way as a lot of people in my family do. Some cases I do, but a lot of cases I don't. So it's like, okay, I don't really want to talk about this because I know we're not gonna agree on it.
Yeah.
And so it's like can we please avoid the conversation and talk about something else?
Yeah.
But as of 2 years ago, I was thinking like, okay, you know what? Forget it. Fuck it. Yeah. I am going.
You could curse, by the way.
Yeah, the word is fine. Fuck it.
Let it all out.
Okay. Okay, fine. Literally, just fuck it. Yeah. I was like, this is me. You know, I was designed to be this way. Mm-hmm. This is my design. This is how I'm created. And look, if no one's gonna appreciate that, then who will?
Right.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I have to appreciate that for myself. Mm-hmm. And eventually someone will come around and appreciate it with me. Mm-hmm. But until then, I got to hold on my own, and I'm very much okay with that. Mm-hmm. I have family members, you know, that support me. You know, they embrace who I am, things of that sort. And there's others that still don't understand, but they're like, look, we love you regardless. And I'm okay with that. You don't have to understand me. Mm-hmm. You don't have to understand me as long as you know where we stand with each other. I'm cool with it. But yeah, to an extent, I'm still discovering myself. Like I said earlier, I'm still attempting to get over, the insecurities that I have. But
if you can go back, I know you said like a lot of these gifts from from the music, that you love singing, the drawing, a lot of this spawned from what you mentioned from young. What were some of the things you was trying to figure out, if you can remember when you was young? Because you said it was drawing gave you freedom, mm-hmm. And you said you're still exploring a lot of things about yourself, and realizing certain things. What were you realizing or trying to say in your drawings when you started getting into it, and when you was young, if you can remember? What was some, I guess, messages you was learning from it? It got deep, I know.
It did. Like I felt that in my soul. Goodness gracious. I think, oh man, that is deep. I don't know if I can really answer that. Mm-hmm.
Would you say it was,
or something that maybe you expressed that you vocally couldn't express?
Right. Yeah. Because sometimes we like for instance,
through your art. I mean, you see a lot when you look at your art. Like I told you, it's very detailed, but you see a lot in it.
Right.
And a lot of times people can't put into words things, but you did it in the artwork. So
yeah. Okay. Now the words are coming to me. Nice. Okay. So with my art, really, it's with everything that I create, everything creates a story. And so one of my past drawings, it was called Maverick. And it's a black and white sketch, no color, nothing. And it's this girl, she's nude, but she's holding herself close, and she has a lamp, like a lantern. She's basically me. She's me. She's a maverick. She feels alone. That's why she holds herself so close, but she keeps herself guarded all at the same time. And she's waiting for someone to help her open up, not in the sense of like she can't do it herself, but someone who understands where she's coming from, someone who is on the same level as her. And it's kind of a cry for help, but not exactly a cry for help. Another
like guidance,
you're
in a
looking
sense.
For guide, even like a spiritual guide, like you're looking for that opening.
Yeah, it's just someone to fellowship with, someone who understands you. Like I said, another piece that I created, it was called Hands of Time, and it was you've probably seen it. It was blue hands, with the sun and the moon rising above it. That was basically how I saw God holding the sun and the moon. And it's basically him telling me, you don't have to worry when it comes to time, because time is something that I'm very anxious about in a lot of cases. And it's like, you don't have to worry about it. It's fine. Yeah. I got it. So.
Nice.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. No, I like that. That was a great, that was pretty much answered the question, but you provided examples, which was great. Because sometimes
I wish I could, like, while you were saying it, I wish like they were like right under you and you'll pick it up.
Oh, gotcha.
Like I visually, like my vision started going like click, there's a vision.
Or if you could do a painting right now, like Bob Ross, and paint happy trees and stuff like that.
Oh, right. Like just make it
right there.
Yeah, that'd be great. Now, what do you see when you dress up? I'm a huge fan of how you dress and put things together. Thank you. Is your dressing also artistic in a way that like maybe there's messages as well that you're trying to portray, or emotions or feelings, or it's just whatever you feel like putting together? If that question makes sense.
No, it does. I'm a hippie basically, so as fashion to me is like, okay, think of a field, a space. You're free to do whatever you want. That's how I see it. And when it comes to fashion, I'm free to do what I want when it comes to fashion, when it comes to clothes. I dress how I feel. If I feel comfortable in leather, chunky boots, black sunglasses looking like I came from a Matrix movie, then that's exactly how I'm going to dress, because that's how I feel. If I want to put sunflowers in my hair, wear these crazy colorful pants with a crop top, then that's what I'm gonna do. It's really just how I feel. I'm basically a walking mood necklace or ring, whatever.
Mood ring, yeah. Nice. I like that. I'm a walking mood ring.
And I wanted to go back to, you said you had a sunflower spirit. Is that what it was? Is that
a heart for rock and roll and a sunflower soul?
I love that. I love that. Is the sunflower your favorite flower?
It's one of them, yes. My main favorite flower is actually the orchid.
Okay. I love the orchids too.
I was gonna ask you, how did you get into modeling? Was it easy? Was it something that it was like just wanted to try out, or you're like, well, I got these clothes, I'm not gonna put on anybody else, let me put them on me and take pictures. Like,
and it seems like you were natural at it, because your mom gave you the boas and you were like, oh, take a picture of me, like you were already natural.
Yeah.
It's funny because my dad once asked me if I wanted to be in modeling when I was younger, and I was like, nah, I don't think that's for me. I don't think that's my calling. I don't think that. Nah, I'm okay. And then like as I got older, the more I got out, went out, the more people started cornering me with like, oh my God, you're so pretty. Are you a model? No, get out of my face. Or it's like sometimes they won't even have to say it. I'm like, no, I'm not a model. How did you know I was going to say that? Because I'm asked that almost every day. And so it started to get annoying. And it's like, the more I kept getting asked that, the more I kind of push it away. And it was like, I don't want to do this. Like, please leave me alone. And so one day, a woman came to me and she thought I actually was a model, who actually is a model. And I was like, I'm not her. And I told my mom, and she's like, well, maybe it's something you need to consider. I'm like, oh gosh, not you too. And so it took me a minute, but I started seeing, how the photo shoots are. And I was in college when I did my first photo shoot. It was for a friend of another student, but his model backed out on him, and so I was like, I'll do it. What the heck? I'm just doing it to help out.
Nice.
But when the whole thing was finished, I started to understand, why, people were. I was like, oh, Okay, I get it
I
now.
get it.
And so I've been trying to work through that. I have my aunts, and for my birthday present, they got me into a photo shoot, a professional one. So,
oh, nice.
What is your goal for back to like you creating this brand? Because I know that's something that's big for you, and the message behind it is basically telling people, hey, it's okay to be a black sheep or being different, and I love that because you're empowering that movement, empowering yourself too. Like I learned to live with it and I had to deal with it in the last 2 years. I'm getting better with it. What is your goal behind creating these clothes? Like what is the goal for you, and what is the goal that you hope to feel that people who buy it, what they get from it?
Well, like you said, basically it's empowering. It's empowering people who feel like that they can't do what they want to do. I've met plenty of people who want to be one thing in a career while they have an entire family of one career. Like it's a family of doctors, and then there's that one person, that one person that just want to be a musician or an artist. And the family's like, you want to be a what? Like, how is that going to work? Like, how are you going to make a career out of that? And it's like, you just really don't know, do you? So I want people to be like, hey, look, if you want to be a unicorn, be a unicorn. You want to be the person who always wears earth tones and dark clothes, then be that person. It doesn't matter how people think of you. It's how you feel comfortable. It's how you're designed. And people need to embrace that because no one can be yourself other than you. And I know a lot of people say that that's a common saying, but it's actually true. No one can be you but you. And when you try to be other people, you put yourself in a mold that you were not created to be put in.
Exactly.
And I've tried to put myself in so many molds over the years, and none of them have worked for me. And I'm not someone who really likes to be put in a mold. I like to just let myself move freely, if that makes sense.
No, absolutely.
I don't want to be put in a mold.
Exactly.
How difficult was that for you? Because I find your story so inspiring for others and even for us as well, because we're still young and you're younger, right? And you're at that phase. you're at that.
She's like, yeah, thanks.
You're at that phase where I can remember. You're at that phase where I can remember me like scratching the surface, right? To get out, and you got your family that loves you but not may support every area of what you want to do, and that's fine because they have their own journey, right? And you have your journey that can feel alone sometimes because you are trying to just see what's out there and also what's inside of you. How challenging is that for you to like be put into these molds and now breaking out of it and just now standing on your 2 feet? Is like, I'm old enough to know that I try those things is not for me. And this is where I would like to attempt to go and attempt to do these things. How challenging is that for you to stand on your own 2 feet and to keep moving forward?
Ooh, goodness. Ooh, the memories. Oh man. Okay. So I am the only daughter of 2 kids. I have a little brother, and my dad, he's very protective of me. Yeah. Very, very protective of me. And I was sheltered. Both my brother and I were sheltered for most of our lives. Okay. We were homeschooled. So only I knew what it's like to be put in a public school because I was there for like elementary a little bit. And then of course college. My brother, he's never stepped into a school. Wow. And he'll be 19 pretty soon. But for someone who's gone through that, he's doing pretty good. But for myself, I didn't like it. I appreciated it, but I didn't like it. I knew what my dad was attempting to do, and I appreciated that very much because I knew all he was trying to do was to keep me away from the bad people in the world and
boys.
And there was Right.
Mhm.
And there was nothing wrong with that. It really
Yeah.
wasn't. But there were times where it was like I felt the protection was a little overboard.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Like, for example, I've never been to a concert before.
Mm.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I've never been to a concert before. And it's not really so much of him. It was more so of because I am very overprotected,
Mm.
no one really asks me out.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like,
They're afraid.
okay,
Gotcha.
no one really talks to me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So it's kind of difficult making friends.
Mhm.
But there was one point in time where I was like, you know what, I can't do this anymore. I'm an adult now. I have to move on my own. My dad didn't really appreciate it. And I'll admit, in the way that I did it, I didn't do it very well.
Right.
When it
Well,
comes to my dad and my own parents.
it's a natural rebel cause, you know, like
Yeah.
it's a natural phase that we all go through that, like,
yeah,
where where you feel like they're not understanding you, and, parents naturally feel like they're always right. And then the child doesn't know. But if they take the time to really hear what they're saying, they can understand that, like, my rebel ways was my only way of, I guess,
being free,
trying to be free. Because if
Yeah.
not, I can't, I there was no other way of seeing that,
Wait, froze.
Yeah, and I completely agree about the relationship between him and I. And he and I are both very stubborn. Everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, you're so much like your mother." I'm like, yeah, you guys have no idea, do you? I'm very much my father's child, and we're both, like I said, we're both very stubborn. So in that case, it was very hard communication that we didn't want to listen to each other.
Yeah.
And it was at the point where it was almost like two strangers living in a home.
Okay.
And it was like, so by the time I was like, okay, let me try to rework this. Let me try to rebuild this relationship that is now strained between my father and I.
Yeah.
And so far so good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, well, at the end of the day, like,
so
you have
good.
your own journey, he has
time,
his,
yeah.
and
So did you end up leaving and on your own? I didn't get that part.
I did actually for a moment, and then I came back simply because I didn't have a strong enough foundation. But now that I do, it's working pretty good.
Okay,
I'm getting there.
Nice.
So
I'm really proud of you for doing that too.
Thank you.
Well, yeah, you got to keep, look, parents want the best for you. And like here's a beautiful thing that you said. I can understand what they was trying to do, right? A lot of kids who grows into an adult like you don't take the time to understand what their parents are trying to do. And they just hold on.
Not until they're adults.
Yeah, but she's an adult now.
I know.
And well, she did that even recently. Not even recently, but like, let's say 5 years recently. She actually put themselves in their shoes. There's people that wait till like maybe to their parents' dying bed to be like, Definitely. Oh, I understand now. Or they wait till like they're gone to like, I understand what they're trying to do. Here you are, still at young age, piecing it together, and standing on your 2 feet to be like, this is the journey that I want to go on and realize. I mean, unfortunately, we can't run from pain or the troubles from the world. We just have to embrace it and figure out a solution for it.
Yeah, basically, like I said, I mean, I would tell my parents, like, look, I know what you guys were trying to do for me when I was young, and I appreciate it, and I love you guys for it. But now I'm an adult, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the lessons you guys gave me, and I'm going to apply it in my life the best way I can. But you guys have to trust me that I can do it. You guys have to trust me that I can do it. And if you guys can't trust me, I'm not going to be able to grow.
Yeah,
exactly.
What did you?
You guys have to let me. You guys have to let me go.
What did you do in those moments where you felt alone? You felt stuck. What helped you in those moments for you to, like, because there's a lot of people who can relate to you, and there's a lot of people maybe you know,
Who
your
are in your
age,
shoes.
your age,
Or were in
younger,
your shoes.
that are in that situation right
Mhm.
now and maybe don't have an outlet or don't have someone to chat with. Like, what was helping you in those moments where you felt like this mold that you was in wasn't working and no one was really hearing what you was trying to say or do?
Oh man, I meditated a lot. I would put on some music and I would just sit there, close my eyes, and just meditate because I have a lot of anxiety. I deal with that a lot, and depression too. Depression can be a big thing for me. It's very hard. I would listen to music, just lay down and just listen to music, just let it soothe me. Or I would just sing it to myself.
Yeah.
But it was like I realized I needed someone to like be there, to like to just talk to. And I want to say two people I want to say that I can just talk to on a regular basis.
Yeah.
And there's another person that I can talk to, you know, every so often, and he's pretty groovy, you know. And my cousin, you know, it's just certain people I can talk to with certain things.
Yeah.
I can say maybe like one or two that I can talk to about everything.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
exactly.
Yeah.
No, I feel you.
Yeah.
No, we definitely went there in a conversation where she shared that she would listen to like the Egyptian chants on YouTube and stuff like, and she would meditate. And I went to her, I was like, you know, you're probably from there from a past life. Like, and actually, and us talking about it, I could tell like she appreciated that conversation. It was like, did he just say that? Because I there's not a lot of people that will openly say that. Like, really living another past life, Egyptian. And I'm like, yeah, I was like, I know in the past life I was, you know, so I was just sharing all the stuff with her, and that opened up a portal for her to like, she said, maybe I was like, it was, she was just questioning a lot of things. And like, but the thing is, she appreciated the freedom to talk that. Right.
To say what she said.
Say it could be wrong. Right. But she was like, but it felt good to say it, you know, you know, instead of holding it inside.
Yeah. And, you know, these things that, you know, they come into my mind. I think about it a lot and I'm like, okay, maybe not.
Yeah.
And when I was younger, back to when I was younger, I was like 2-3 years old. We're just going to go with 3 years old. Yeah. I remember my mom took me to this pool that would be, you know, in the apartment complex.
Yeah.
And there would be this area. It was like grass and, well, not really grass, but like little palm trees and stuff. And it's like sand right there. And I would just sit there on a towel and I would like, you know, just enjoy the sun. And my mom's like, okay, what are you doing? And she's like recording. And I'm like, I'm the Queen of Egypt. What 3-year-old
then you
talks
were
about that?
That's it. That's the answer. You were a queen in Egypt.
But even I mean, there's a lot of similarities in there for me that I saw from you, either your drawings, you know, even you just connecting to the chants, and also the way you look as well. You know, so
a lot of people
elegant
when I was in
posture,
college,
regal.
when I was in college, a lot of people was like, are you from Egypt? Are you Ethiopian? Are you from Armenia? Are you like from, I was like, no, I'm not. No, I'm
do you find that to be a big influence on you as you dig deeper into those things that like you have a connection with? Do you feel it adds to who you are?
I believe so. Yes, absolutely. It's kind of eye-opening, basically. And it's like I've always felt connected to ancient Egypt. I've always felt connected to ancient India. And so it's like, okay, why do I have these strong connections? You know, why is this happening? And, you know, I try to put some of that into my art to feel more closely connected. But there's still a lot of questions that I have concerning it, but I'm always up to learn.
Have you done research trying to like go back and see if there's
I
anything
have actually
pictures that you connect with?
Nice.
I have actually, yeah. I feel more connected whenever I see Queen Nefertiti. I feel connected.
That's so funny because that's who I thought of when you said I'm the Queen of Egypt, and that's the name that came into my mind.
Oh, wow!
Maybe you should research her more. I don't know.
Yeah, I know a lot about her story. So when I read her story, I was like, I like her. I like her a lot.
Our spiritual teacher will be able to help you with that.
Yeah, I shared that with her.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, cool.
When she's ready.
Lovely.
Yeah.
She was definitely.
So we're gonna move forward to our segment called Rapid Fire, and Rapid Fire has 4 questions in this segment, and it's whatever comes to your mind. Doesn't have to be this long, elaborate thing, and we're just gonna throw 4 questions to you. The first question is, what has been your biggest disappointment?
Oh, okay. Being tiny, petite.
Tiny.
Oh, okay.
All right, that's great.
Short or okay.
No, skinny.
Okay. What single thing would improve the quality of your life and does not include money?
Peace and happiness.
Oh, okay, great. What do you consider your greatest achievement?
Being able to appreciate my family.
That's nice.
That's nice. What is the most important lesson life has taught you so far?
Don't rush.
Perfect.
That's great.
Literally, don't rush. Just don't rush. I mean, that's the clearest thing. Patience is one thing that I have a horrible time with. It's just patience. Goodness gracious. Sometimes I don't even know what the word means.